I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another Conscious Evolution. Today's stream topic is about the amount of room we have. How there is a certain amount of room we have in our professional lives, in our day to day time to do things. There's a certain amount of room in our minds to think thoughts and hold ideas and consider the future. There's a certain amount of room in our hearts to let people into our lives and let them close enough to potentially hurt us. And I'm curious. I'm curious to see where talking about all of the room we have will take us today. Thank you for joining me in this room. This is room, right? There's a lot of room here for a lot of people as well, which is pretty cool. At least I think so. It's nice having you friends here with me. I am going to crush up some aliens, it's called. Sounds kind of sinister when I say it like that. Aliens, if you're watching right now, they're not actual aliens, I promise. I'm not actually crushing up aliens. This flower is just called aliens. Mr. Alien, please. Good morning. Glad it's Saturday and I'm home to have room for more stream presence today. Siobhan, it's always a good stream if you're here with us. Thank you for joining, for finding yourself here alongside me in this moment. Tell me, Joe. Maybe you can tell me. What have you been making more room for in your life? I have been making more room for work, I've noticed. I had a little bit more of a conversation with my client for Bloom again. He's requesting quotes. I need to make some calls probably. But I should be able to quote them on what I know. Ooh, I got gifted a seed. Neat. All right. I'm going to put some aliens in my Dynavap. And then I'm going to consider with you friends the amount of room I have. In yoga today, there was this one line that I said that I want to bring into this space now, where yoga, at least my practice, is a hatha yoga practice. We pair both breath and movement. And I encouraged my clients, my students, to practice this practice with me. And every single we breathe, every single time we breathe, we're trying to expand the amount of room we have in our hearts, in our minds, in our ideas, right? We might be restricted even in that way in some ways where we believe that there are only one ways to do things. Or like what I've been faced today at least is how I almost don't want to accept an idea, listen to an idea, absorb an idea. I don't want to create room for an idea if the idea doesn't fill the room, right? Which is kind of strange if you think about it. It's kind of paradoxical when you think about what today's stream topic is supposed to mean. And in that way, there is this certain amount of room in me for what I want to see when I make something. And there are many things that we can make. And maybe I'll end up making things that are not of the level that I might have wanted them to be, but it might just be something in the meanwhile. But in that way, uh, I I feel like the stuff that I would want to do is gonna take up so much room in my life, right? It will take a lot of time, it'll take a lot of effort, it'll take a lot of work to learn the skills that will be required. And because it's not going to be good right now, it's almost like I don't want to give myself room for that right now. Does that make sense? I hope so. Giovanni is saying, I'm trying to make room for communication with people I care about. I've been working on myself so much that I haven't had much time for others. The holiday season is around the corner and socialization is going to ramp up. Yeah, that's a good thing to open ourselves up to, Jean. I'm wondering, I'm wondering if that openness to communication, if that openness to communication is a mind thing or a heart thing, right? Because in my mind, when I communicate, it's almost like there's a certain level of reserved energy available when it comes to my mental state. And then I am capable of having a conversation with a person from that reserved mental state. So, like the thing that I'm trying to ask maybe is what does it look like? What does making more room look like for communication? Like showing up more to have those conversations, lingering longer in a conversation. What I've started to do, Jovan, and this is something that I noticed on Thursday when I went to the joint, is how I came very early because I had to meet with my accountant. And then after meeting with the accountant, I kind of was waiting because I was going to meet with another client. So I had this extra time, these 3 hours, right, of the room to say it in so many words. And instead of just sitting somewhere not doing anything or just smoking weed or whatever, I started going to each person in the space individually, and I gave them the room, to iterate on what you said, to communicate. I asked them how they were doing. I asked them what they have going on. I asked them how they've been feeling. I asked them, what their mental state is, and like I'm referencing a conversation I had recently where I asked the person how they're doing, and they're not doing well, right? They're not doing particularly well. They have a lot of stress that they're dealing with in that moment. However, listening to him, I could see there was like a sense of unburdening, a sense of understanding being reached, a sense of acceptance, feeling accepted, right? Having given him the room to kind of talk to me about that stuff. And then after that conversation felt like it concluded, I went to the next person, and then to the next person, and then to the next person, right? And I kept doing that over and over again, almost like a loop, like I'm walking up to characters in a game and I'm spamming A over and over again just to get some dialogue prompted. And it felt good. It felt good to open that room. I do believe I am capable of having conversations with people, but it's almost like when you have a conversation, you create a room, right? And the context of that room allows them to talk about different things. Like it's an environment thing, right? If you're at a funeral, you're not exactly going to be making, fart jokes in the pews, right? Because that's not the room for the fart joke in that moment. But in another environment, it might be the room for that joke, you know? It is a hard thing too. My heart's a bit guarded, and I have friends who have disregarded my heart come back to see it again. Hmm. Sweet Joe, is fucking heart opening up to folks? Absolutely. I'm feeling your heart. I'm sorry that your heart was disregarded by those that you choose to love. I hope and I know it is clear that it's not your fault. Practically speaking, says Sam, if your heart chakra is hurt in some way, it does manifest like this. Jovan says, yeah, I'm not sure I'll be opening up my heart again, but I'll allow the space for them to open theirs and welcome it. I'm just not so sure I can trust they'll take care of the contents of mine. Yeah, we spent a lot of time putting so much in the room that is our heart. Hey, Mr. Bell is here, saying his line, sending you blessings, friend. Yeah, right. Like for me, at least, I was thinking today during yoga show, how in my room, that is my heart. Something that's very close to me, very special to me, is my art. Right? These flowers that I make, these mandalas, these pieces of me, and how that's something that's very valuable to me, right? Like exponentially so, right? I believe they're so valuable to me that I am shocked every day that I don't have money. Does that make sense? And that can trip me up sometimes, right? Like there's this room, this extreme room that I have given to this thing in my heart, and sharing it to someone else, it's nigh impossible for them to give the same amount of room in their heart to the thing that you love. So we keep things close. But I like what you're saying with like giving them the room to share their heart with you at the very least. I'm trying to think about the reverse. How to be excited for someone. I did actually have this conversation with myself recently where it's like when someone tells you good news, you should tell them it's a big deal. And they have a right to be excited, right? Like thinking of like that heart, that room, giving them that room in that way. Because when someone shares good news with you, some people kind of go like, oh, okay. Some people go, that's good. Grandma goes, that's nice, honey. Right? But the fractal of reaffirming to that person, because again, it's your heart and you are creating a room for this hope in your heart. And as you create room for this thing in your heart, that room grows and your mind fills that room as well with ideas, with hope, with inspiration for what this could mean. All right? And then you try and share this hope, this opportunity that you might have with one of your loved ones. And they might not receive the news the way you feel about it, right? You might not see on their face the same amount of excitement that you have in your heart. And it's hard sometimes to have that excitement because it's not necessarily your stakes. But, and this might be manipulation. Tell me if it is manipulation. Telling them that yes, after they tell you about their good news, being like, that's such a big deal. So impressive. You should be proud. You're doing great. You must feel so affirmed in this opportunity, right? Giving that room. That's how I've been trying to give more room at least. Good morning. I'm alive and moving. Proud of you. Nice to have you here. Marlon. Sending you blessings, Eric. Yesterday was such a happy Friday because I was so much looking forward to today. Hello everyone. Hey Nancy. It's nice to have you here, friend. Sending you blessings. I've been holding on to these aliens for a while now. I'm going to add some heat to the outside and then encourage what is inside out. Exactly like that.
Coming back from that side, I saw this mountain, and we want to climb one day. From that side, it's very nice up to the top. So as we climb up from here, whenever we get to two steep parts, we just go left and continue. There'll be a very easy way up to the top.
Like over like this and then like that.
Yeah, we'll climb from our side as far as we can and then go left, around and up.
Could be a vibe.
But yeah, I was telling maybe it'll be like a fractal of taking LSD, missioning, tripping for like 2 hour meditations, all vibes up there, and then
Missioning back.
down.
It could be fun actually.
Yeah.
First paycheck though.
Yeah, eventually.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mission.
But yeah, we'll then
And then-
invite like Johan and Christian because they like moss climbing and hiking and stuff as well.
Well, Christian doesn't like camping, but he does like hiking.
Yeah.
I don't know if Johan likes hiking, but I think he'd be down. He's a
Yeah,
lot more
Johan
fit
can
now.
solo climb up this side.
Yeah,
while
Johan's a
we-
climber now. Like
While we walk around the
Johan's hands would, like Johan would give me a face clap and it would be like sandpaper, ripping my
Takes a
skin.
layer of skin off.
Yeah. I think I might have missed what I was talking about. Yesterday was such a happy Friday, bless again. We are having an in-depth conversation, and in comes Pike Dude. It's a troll, an attempt to derail conversation for their own amusement. The answer is no. Yeah, like the way I see it is even if it's a troll, even if it's a person trying to derail the conversation for their amusement, to me you're still a person, Sam. Might be a silly person, might be a person that doesn't really care.
Okay. 250 units.
Nice. We got energy again. We got pre-hour. Yeah, I feel you. I feel your heart. I feel your heart, but yeah, people. I do love people. Maybe to a fault. Maybe I have too much room. Maybe I have too much room. Maybe I have too much patience in that way. We got you, man. Love is true. Nothing like a good old Sam spanking. Not manipulation. Jovan says to me, asking, is it manipulation if I, in other words, lay it on thick when someone shares good news with me? It's celebration, she says. Definitely celebrate people when they're in a good space. When they're in a good space that they want to be. Fun plans today, Nancy? To let us know. Melt firing up reminded me that I'm going to head to shop today to go shopping. Bless. Eat something first, Nancy, if you're gonna go grocery shopping. Good advice. Eat a nice wholesome meal and then go shopping. That way you're not buying impulsively and you can buy healthy ingredients. Morning Mojo. It's nice having you here. How they say morning friends. I'm about to make room to cut my out of control toenails. Nice. I also cut my out of control toenails like 4 days ago. They weren't that out of control, but they were like getting onto like I would be shy if someone looked at them and pointed it out. They got to that length, alright? And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. These ones stay relatively short. Weirdly enough, you see how there's like these little white markies? Apparently, like your body goes through things and it produces those little white parts in your nails, but only the one hand had that happen. Trying to think maybe I carried something heavy or like I pressed down super hard on something. Alright, yeah, I always want to buy some glass in those places. Not that I'd use them, but they're so artsy. I need to disguise them as vases and put flowers in them in college. No, it's not TMI, Mojo. All of us have toenails. that need to get cut. Right? I think it would be too much information if you had to like go into the information about your toenails, right? That would be TMI. Oh, Mojo. Manifestation is knocking at your door. That it is. Love is true. Knocking at all of our doors, friend. Maybe I'm missing some comments due to it not being on all messages or something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mel, my shopping is for paraphernalia, not food. Okay, that makes sense. That's what you were saying. Me firing up reminded you that you're going to the head shop today. I read that as I'm going to head to the shop today, not to the head shop today. Such a small yet radically different meaning. Nancy, buy a Dynavap. Don't buy a Baham. Buy a Dynavap instead. If you're gonna be spending money on some nice glass, right? If you're spending anywhere in like the 50 up dollar range, this is not inaccessible. I just pulled Angel card, Evolution, Balance, and Dreams. Okay, you have activated my trap card, Maulao. I wasn't gonna tell you, friends, because it wasn't important, but now it is, because you've made it important, Hoopy. Me, John, and Max took 1 gram of mushroom each last night. And it was nice. It was really nice. We stacked a crystal grid. We had our cups in the crystal grid, in the lines, the tri-lines, right? Like you start with a little rock in the middle, right? You pack your triangle glasses, rock in the middle, and then you fill the gaps. And then you keep filling the gaps until the gaps extend past the glass. And then you can like see these lines on each glass, like stars aligning. And then you drink your medicine. And then we started to watch some things. And John is a big fan of the anime called Demon Slayer. He's laughing because he's hearing me tell this story. And Demon Slayer is a good anime, right? They slay demons.
I got revenge. I made him cry.
Yeah, like I showed him Hilda, which is like a children's show, very wholesome, very beautiful, very emotional, but beautiful, right? And then he shows me Demon Slayer, and like these demons are like chasing kids, talking about eating their brains out their ears with its tongue, and I'm like,
That isn't the full premise.
yeah,
of
I mean,
the
it's not the full
anime,
premise, but that
yeah,
specific
that was
scene.
a scene.
That's
As
as we were getting into the experience, this is the scene that I'm looking at, and my mind is like literally like ringing alarm bells. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop doing this. And I literally look at John and I'm going like, why are we watching this, bro? Please. Oh, please. And then we stop, at least. And then we're struggling to find something else that's gonna be right? Like you're in such an open, emotional state of mind in that space that you want to see something beautiful.
That's an animation.
Yeah.
Come on, that one, like, just that
Yeah,
one.
we're like, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'm happy that the demon died. I'm very happy about that part. Good. That demon was scuffed. That's my poor brains in the meanwhile, dude. And then we started up the new Ultraman movie, which is a movie about parenthood, life responsibilities, about family, about perspective on life, about scale, about the implications of your decisions, about responsibility, the weight of consciousness, yeah, like how heavy it is for something to be conscious of this world alongside you. And is a beautiful movie. But as we were setting our intentions for our trip, my intention was balance. My number one intention was balance. So the fact that you pulled a card, one of our friends pulled a card, and it's an angel card, and the 3 meanings is evolution, balance, and dreams.
No.
And I was talking about the whole dreams thing with you last night as well,
Yes.
right? Like we were talking about how the psychedelic experience can be very akin to like the dreamlike state, and yeah, that is in a way your experience as you go into it for the first few times.
Mm.
I sometimes like to wonder which celebrities cut their own toenails, and which pay someone to do it for them. Mojo, if I continue to live in China, right, I am by no means a celebrity, but I would have been someone who had their toenails cut. You know why? Because for 90 RMB, I think it was. It might have been even less than that, but I'm being like conservative and overestimating. For 90 RMB, which is about 200 Rand, which is about $10, you could have these, like, I think it's brown vinegar, type of brown vinegar, like foot bath. And it's not like pure brown vinegar, it's just like they put some like brown vinegar in the water with you. And then you soak your feet in that warm brown vinegar water. This is not sounding very appealing. It's it's very clean, okay, despite it being like a mom and pop shop at the bottom of a residential building. Like you said, they sit you down in the seat, they soak your feet, and then after your feet have been soaked, they scrub your feet for you. All the dead skin gets taken off, and then they massage your feet. The most pain, right? I've lived a relatively long life. I've been in 2 car accidents. Yeah. Uh, the worst pain I've experienced in my life was getting foot massages from that old lady. Like, I don't understand how she has. Maybe my feet are just weak, but maybe she has powerful hands. But like, she did things to my feet that felt like crimes against humanity, right? And I was not, being that stoic. I'm not feeling anything. I was vocal. I was like, oh, oh! What are you doing? What are you doing? And she didn't stop. She didn't lay back. Like she kept applying the exact same amount of pressure despite my screams. And then after I struck them down, they have this almost, but it's instead of like like a blade scalpel like that, it's like a flat face scalpel. And then they use that flat face and they press against the edge of the nail, right? Like literally like a chisel. They cut your nails off after they've been softened in the water. And I've never had a nicer, like, rounded off toenail cutting experience. It was very nice. And for again, it was I'm pretty sure it was less than $10. Less than $10. And I don't know how, I think I did it like a total of 3 times. Toenails don't grow that fast, kind of vibe. The experience. Thank you, human beings, for your service. So my personality is 11% Nick Swartzen. I would think there's a lot of celebrities get routine pedicures. Yeah, I mean, if you're earning at that kind of bracket, right? Like $10 is small amount of money even for me, right? I don't earn a lot of money. I earn like $300 a month, but spending $10 a month on like that kind of service, that kind of care, doesn't seem unreasonable to me. And if you're making $300,000 a month, right, then $1,000 a month for that same treatment is kind of like the same kind of vibes. So yeah, I guess it's just a matter of what you justify spending money on. Some people would never, right, even if they have the money, spend money on themselves in that way. So it depends on you, depends on the person. Fella, is it rich to get your toenails cut? I don't like strangers touching my feet. Oh, I don't either, Nancy. But it's like a, to me, it's like a matter of dissociation, right? Like this is a service that this person does. This is what they do, right? They have a shop. They have these seats. They have these containers sounds as well. They have these foot baths. That sounds nice. They have these little foot baths. They have staff that are employed, right? They have their doors open, right? Me going in there and paying them for their service is the only thing they want from me, kind of vibes, right? That's the only thing I can give. And the thing that they have to give is this service that is, you know, taking care of your feet. And I think it helped. Honestly, it helped that there was a language barrier, right? I feel like it might be weirder for me if they were trying to have a conversation with me during it. That might have been weirder. So the fact that there was a language barrier helped me dissociate. Maybe there is something in there. Maybe the robots, you know, if you don't like people touching your feet, the robots could. I have no idea how much it costs. Definitely having enough disposable income kind of thing. Absolutely. There was a place I used to live close to. $20 for a whole kit and caboodle, a glass of wine, a leg and foot massage, a salt scrub, pretty colors. That was before inflation though. I feel like me and you literally had the same experience, Jovan. This is melting my mind. Mel's experience is very similar but also very different than mine. I've never felt the urge to shout. Like they were like I could feel her bracing the front of my or the top of my foot with her fingers and then like applying double thumb pressure to like the bridge to like that little indented part of my foot. Alright? And then like it feels like she was definitely doing some work, right? I know that as well. Like she wasn't trying to hurt me. She was just doing what needed to be done kind of vibe, right? And I could feel her following these lines, right? She was like definitely doing some magic on me or something. And it was painful. It was very painful. But I didn't tell her to stop dating me. I didn't pull my feet away. I was just being like, oh, pull my face. The price on that package is close to $40 now, but it's still worth it, IMO. My feet get scaly AF, it's true. I get more than one experience. I've got more than one experience of painful massages. This woman pressed in on my belly button. Ouch. That does not sound nice. I've never had someone push on my belly either. Nan, if you don't like a stranger doing your feet, make friends with the nail tech. Get your feet done, man. It's life changing. Yeah. It's again one of those things that you cannot do for yourself, right? Like you do not have access to your own feet in the way a professional would in taking care of you. Right? So it is about that as well in part. I use a Pumice Stone in the shower. My feet are very soft. That does do a lot. But it's not just about that, right? It is about the care. It is about the care. You can care for your own feet. That's definitely so. I haven't seen a foot tech in, when was China? Going on 4 years ago now. Yeah, this August, China is 4 years ago. China was 4 years ago. And then I had my last massage technically only in December of 2019. So it's now going on 5 years ago, the last time I had any work done on my feet. Such a strange phrase. So it's not something that you need. My feet are okay. I think at least. I think I have nice feet. They're mine. They do their job. They walk and stuff. I have no complaints. It's just one of those nice to haves. If you have the disposable income and you have access to someone, and you've never done that, it's one of those experiences that you get to have, right? These experiences that are available to you on Earth. So I think that's maybe where it's coming from. Not like you should be. How have you not, Nancy, been taking care of your feet like that kind of vibe. I know lots of people routinely get pedicures. Not sure I would trust someone to do that. My piggies are sensitive, yo. You know, that is why you have to trust someone to do that, right? And if they hurt you, then don't use them again, kind of vibe. Where the hell is Joy? Joy Vive has been radio silent for a while. She's been in the yoga classes, but not today. I feel like she's got a good food care routine, can tell us a thing or two. Probably would be able to. Maybe even like know a spot in LA kind of vibes. Nah, I've had pedicures from people who gave me flack about my wonky toes before. Talking with them during was fun. We were friends after. Okay. Maybe that's, yeah, again, just me and my perspectives. I feel again, it's not something that has been normalized, in my world. It's not normal for a guy that grew up on the farm to have someone else touch his feet for him, right? It's not exactly it's not exactly information I disclose to my family either, at risk of what they would say. So I do get that part as well. Maybe it would be nice making friends. Both of my big toes are bent inward, and I've always got these massive ingrowns going into those places, and I feel like such a Neanderthal. I feel like such a Neanderthal when they clean my feet. And I'm guessing that there would be the added extension of the relief afterwards, right? It might be weird. It might be very uh, vulnerable. Your ego might absolutely spaz out, being like, I'm insecure about my feet and them being seen and being observed so closely, yada yada yada. But then afterwards, you get to walk away feeling better, right? Feeling taken care of in a way, right? And that's a good feeling. It's nice having that feeling. Right foot down, not too bad. Gonna paint them too, Mojo. I like black nail polish on my toenails. I have never had nail polish on my toes. I don't even know if I've actually had nail polish on my fingernails. And not for any particular reason, other than the fact that I don't like maintenance. It's enough maintenance that I have to cut my own nails, and that I have to brush my hair and my teeth, comb my hair, brush my teeth, that I have to shower my body and wash it with soap. I don't dislike these things, just to be clear. It's just kind of a lot, right? And it's more things that take up room. Today's stream topic is about taking up room, right? It's more things to take up room in my life. And if I had to start painting my nails, that's gonna take up room that I don't think I have right now. Or maybe just do not want to make room for. The thing is, well, is I would want to, like, because of my obsessive nature, I would want to repaint my nails for every outfit that I wear, right? Like, I would do, like, green, orange, and blues. Maybe, like, a lime green, like one of these, and then an orange, and then, like, maybe, like, little blue lines through the green and orange as they stagger, green, blue. No, green, orange, green, orange, green, orange, and then blue little lines, and then like a blue little dot. Right? And just me talking about that was exhausting enough. Please, please no. Yeah, my calluses get rugged enough to scratch itches. There's to something to be significantly ashamed of. The change in my balance after getting them filed down is worth the embarrassment. Again, Sam, like, what are you actually embarrassed about? Having feet? Like what is the problem, right? Like all of these things that you've mentioned are very natural, right? Like I've seen people sneeze and snot rockets come flying out their faces, and the snot landing on their clothing, and I kept looking at them, and just kind of like laughed about that, and then saw them apologize for being disgusting or something, and then I'm like, nothing unnatural happened here, right? It's not like you were like sneezing it onto me or something, right? It's not like you were scratching my itches with your callus, right? Like you're not nothing. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. At least in my mind, I don't see there's anything to be embarrassed about. And I'm saying this from the perspective of like you ought not be embarrassed of yourself in that way. More proud of yourself that you are actually going and getting taken care of. Might also be like a weight distribution thing. Our feet take a lot of weight, so do our spines. It is a whole thing. I've got a maroon color on all my nails. Painting my nails keeps them long and pretty, so I don't obsessively and nervously pick at them. The more you know. Like, you don't want to chip the nail polish kind of vibe. I don't own any nail polish, otherwise I consider it. I do notice more dudes with nail polish these days. It is another little accessory flair. Again, for me, it's gonna be like a technological thing. That if I do my nails, I would have to have like some sort of programmable, like little pixels inside of them, where based on mood, I can be like, now they're red, now they're blue, now they're orange, now they're blue, red, and orange, now they're transparent. They can see the normal nails underneath. Now they're green, now they're black. Alright, if I can't do that, then it's too much of a hassle for me to even consider it. Again, Sam, what is the problem? I see you've been fixed with passive aggressive glare of some Vietnamese woman who now has to use extra force on your armored feet. Okay. Again, right? It's not embarrassment. It's more like yeah, what of it? Kind of thing, right? If I drive my car through the mud, and then there's like a bunch of mud spackles up the side of my car, and some mud goes up and falls on top of my roof, and then I rock up to a place that washes cars, I'm not gonna be embarrassed. I'm not gonna be embarrassed if my car is dirty. I'm here at the car wash, alright? That's what you do. That's your job. Wash car. No embarrassment, right? You shouldn't be embarrassed. Just be away, right? Nothing to be ashamed of. I don't want you. I don't want you feeling ashamed of yourself. Maybe that's where I'm getting stuck. Sam now walking there like, yo, I'm paying you good money. You'll make my feet princesses and you'll like it. Yeah. In the car. I feel like me and Giovanna are in the same car wash, Fractal. I paint my broken fingernails with clean polish. I have a thumbnail that is split from tip to cuticle that regrew and healed that way. One half grows faster, and I paint it when they have to fill the split. That is very interesting. I hope it's not painful. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Bless you, bro. It's nice having you, Pojo. Maybe it's like a pressure washing thing. Seeing a sidewalk that needs love and having the satisfaction of cleaning it. That's your feet to a pedicurist. Yeah, yeah. Or a dirty car to a car washer. Or a dirty driveway to a pressure washer. Exactly. I'm feeling the same keys. Iridescent nails sound awesome. Yeah. Imagine like being able to turn your hand and then light catches it differently. That would be cool. Clear nail polish is an excellent band-aid. The more you know. It is technically a layer, right, in that way. My feet are like armor. Toenails get dirty, but the feet be strong. I usually mow and weed eater the yard barefoot sometimes. I mean, I don't think my feet are unarmored, but they're not armored enough for that kind of environment. Hey, Connor is here. Morning, dude. It's nice having you here with us. Now I'm wondering if I'm too obsessed into my own self-foot care, soft feet. I keep my toenails trimmed the way I like them. I don't think so, Nancy. I think you need to be exactly as obsessed with whatever you are obsessed with to have it the way you like them, the way you said. Right? And that is, in a way, also related to today's stream topic of room. Right? You only have so much room in your life, you only have so much time to do all of these things that you would like have done, right? And if you don't make room for these things that you like, then you won't have them. And you will be left with less things that you like about your life. And that would be a travesty. It would be an absolute shame. So don't don't be too worried about that. Tunes, dude, how are you? And your feet. Who is that? There is some sort of TV show that I watched where the person, like, I think it's the guy's mom's new husband or something like that. And he always asks people how their feet are whenever he talks to them. Like, how's your feet? Like, I don't know why, but you writing that message like that instantly, like, opened that portal in my mind. Love is true. All well and good. I've just been on that grind. This is good news, bro. I have been trying to be on that grind myself a little bit more as of late. I've been trying to make room for things that are not my plans. Because I have plans in my mind of what I want to do and who I want to be and how that's supposed to look like. And then it seems the universe has other plans. And then I'm faced with this decision of like I can either fight. I can either say no, let these opportunities pass me by and wait for them to be perfect the way I want them to be. Or I can make room for change. I can make room for differences. I can make room to be something else in the meanwhile. How's your feet? Well, I don't know. Let me ask them. Hope you peeps are all doing the most and blessing the most. So much love. They say they're tippy happy and hippie happy. So much love. I'm going to get my cards. I return. Talking about speed weirdly enough right now. Strange. Yeah. Making room. Today's stream topic was about making room. And even though the whole foot conversation might have been a little bit strange, I believe that was us putting a layer on top of this meta concept of making room for things in our lives, and then making the example of like, pedicures, foot care, and how some people never make any room for that in their lives. And it's not something to be ashamed of, it's just something to be aware of. And I am grateful to be aware with you, friends. Clean feet are happy feet. Money feet are happy feet too. Feet, feet on my feet are happy feet. I like having my feet. When I look down and I see my feet, that's happy feet to me. Walking on the beach is by far the best way to clean and polish your feet and toenails. Yeah, that's true. I've only seen the beach like 10 times in my life though. Any soft sand works, but beach sand and salt water let you get a pedicure while you walk. That does sound very nice, and I do kind of believe him. Kind of, a little bit. Judge, you have never considered that, right? Right? You just made room for walks on the beach to be lovelier. Love thyself. This is true. Now I want the foot massage. Go and get one, Nancy. Please do. Melt more today. Today's stream topic is how to make your feet happy. No, I didn't give any advice necessarily, so I couldn't have that title be clickbait. More like how do you make your feet happy? Meltmore talked about how do you make your feet happy, and you make your feet happy by creating the room for them, making some room in your schedule to have yourself taken care of. Right. I hope you friends do. Make some time for you. Sending all of you blessings. Thank you for making some time for me. You firekeepers. Getting that orange energy. Didn't I really hype about the whole blue and orange today as well, with my nails wanting to be blue and orange? That's cool. Rivers and streams work too. I used to walk in the creek when I was landlocked and could reach the sea. And couldn't probably reach the sea is the word you meant to say. You mind if I get a card for old time's sake? This is your card, Connor. This is literally a card that talks about every single one of us. Not firekeeper, firekeepers. For me, it's so cool how Francine Hart made these hands, all of the colors with these layers. You see that? Isn't that flippin' awesome? All of us in our hands, creating fires. Creating room for fire, for passion. Let's see. Sacred responsibility and service. Barefoot gang, yeah. Fire is historically a source of protective warmth, light in the darkness, and heat for cooking, and was essential to the survival of the original peoples. Firekeepers hold a sacred responsibility both for the physical survival and the ceremonial spiritual protection of their community. Theirs is an essential and esteemed service. Triangles. You hear that, John? Triangles represent spirit, divinity, life, strength, harmony, and completion. The upward facing triangle is traditionally associated with fire, action, and masculinity. Three fires warming many hands invite you to warm to the understanding of these three levels of conscious, personal mastery. The first one is physical awareness, right? You have to become aware of this physical form. The second one is mental intention. What are you intending with your mind on a day-to-day level? And the third one is your spiritual evolution, right? And we've talked into infinitum about this topic, but it's so nice to touch on it today, especially because we're talking about creating more room in ourselves, right? And when you grow your physical awareness, there's more room for you to take care of this physical system. I was thinking about kids today and how they can get away with eating sugar all the time, right? And it's not something that taxes them. Like it's not something that makes them go, oh. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe they don't realize. Maybe we don't realize. But I can't remember as a kid being negatively affected by the consumption of sugar. Fast forward 20 years. Now, if I eat excess sugar, I feel like crap, right? My body doesn't respond well to that. And now, because of that physical awareness, I have more room to take better care of myself than I had during that time of my life. And thinking about how young people, the kids, and even into the teenagers and into like your early 20s, you have like this baseline that you kind of reach and you can just do whatever you wanted to yourself without having to think about it, having to create room for change. Mental intention, again, creating room in your mind, right? Creating an intention in your mind to only have room for certain things in that way, and how all of these things lead to spiritual evolution. You are invited to become aware of the effect your actions have on this physical plane. Are you living your bliss through your chosen vocation? Does your job contribute to the welfare of those around you as well as to your own needs? The little burbies are like melting my brain. Can you hear that? Engage the mental intention, your mind, and reflect on how the responsibilities you have chosen contribute to the whole of humanity. How might you more effectively engage your intentions to set in motion your vision of the future? And finally, explore your connection to spirit and request to be of greater service to divine will and the evolution of consciousness. This is a card of action. Recognition of your sacred responsibility will help bring you into alignment with the purpose of your soul. Again, recognition of your sacred responsibility will help bring you into alignment with the mission of your soul. It is a massive responsibility being a person. It is, right? There are billions of us on this planet. And the way you interact, right? The way you change this physical plane, the mental intentions you have, and the way that that sets the future into place, the way that your spirit is evolving alongside this experience and alongside those around you, right? If you are actively wishing harm upon those around you, your spirit cannot thrive, right? Because the same spirit that you are wishing harm upon is that it resides inside of your own life as well, right? Like there's no escaping that kind of fractal. Thank you, friends. Have you ever tried barefoot shoes that allow somebody to walk normally versus propped up the way tennis shoes? I can't say I have. Clearing away the significant brain clutter that we obsess over. When we isolate, identify, and categorize the importance or lack of importance of the issue. Different rooms, right? Do I need this? Is a question that helps me organize the clutter. I wear flats during the summer, and the transition from flats to tennis shoes when I walk to work out was torture. Barefoot shoes allow you to stand normally, as in they don't shift your weight. Checks out. I haven't tried barefoot shoes, but I've wanted to always as well. I just wonder if they would fit properly. That's the only thing. That's a fist bump. Because there aren't emojis that can insinuate A foot high five. Love is true. Yeah. A foot high five. The brave Joe Bot. That is kind of hilarious. Oh man. Sam, no, but I saw them advertised recently. I thought they looked pretty awesome. You get to keep that like toe movement, right? That kind of toe movement. So if that's important to you, I guess you probably would go for something as such. I, however, am done. We've had our conversation. We've shared our stream topic. I hope, hearing these things, thinking about the room we have in our minds, right? When we think about things, there's only so much room in our minds. The room we have in our hearts, when we allow people in to affect our feelings. The room we have in our time. We only have so many hours in our day, and we choose to give those hours in certain ways. The room we have in our professional lives, the amount of work we want to take on, and of course the amount of hours that would take from us as well. The room we have on our devices, even. But let's not go any deeper right now. It's so nice having you friends here. Joe, I was just briefly considering your valid complaints about foot prisons, and I found that to be a good alternative to picking thorns and shit out of my feet. Agreed. I have wild feet, they are wide, and my toes are naturally spread out for better balance. More balance. There's a goodbye message. Have the most expansive day, everyone. You're for reals. Oh, so superly duperly, seriously, sincerely held so divinely dearly. Sam Mojo, Nanshi Jaju, Toons Maulao, lurkers out and about, Melt More, and all of these spectacularly amazing, authentically wholesome humanimal critter creatures along among us, prioritizing the space made for the things that we love. Mm. That's so nice. Humanimal critter creatures among each other, prioritizing the space that we made for the things that we love. And in that way, all of you friends are in that space, right? You're not a thing, exactly, but you are loved. Thank you, Jovan. I really appreciate that. I have funky toes, so I bought an off-brand with a white toe box. Oh, you already got some. Do let us know. That sounds super cool. Let us know if it's nice. Love is truth. I at least auto-corrected as I was reading. Thank you, Joe. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you, friends, for joining me again. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.